Hello, if you're watching this video today, it's because I haven't had time to edit a proper episode. But it's also very well timed because this is the first investigation that Kagame did in America. And this was 2017. So if you're watching this video today and you've never watched us before, don't think this is the quality that we have now. All right, this is old footage, but it is timely because Ryan and Dave from Paranormal Quest are on a plane as we speak, and they're heading over here to Australia. So we thought it would be a good fill-in and good timing to look back at where it all began, the very first meeting of Ryan. And in this case, Jason. It's old footage. We were not looking at YouTube. It was more based on Facebook live streaming, so don't expect quality. We didn't have microphones. We worked with only one camera. And you'd be lucky if Cag got that camera in the right direction when it was needed. You got plenty of walls, floors, you name it. It's in there. So, but hopefully you'll enjoy it anyway. Originally, I only put 20 minutes, 2 episodes of 20 minutes up. I thought that's all YouTube wanted. And so much got thrown onto the cutting room floor. It's longer than usual because it is a dump of that original footage. Hopefully you enjoy.
And the whole time I walked out backwards and around the corner out of sight, that thing was still standing there watching me. There's someone in there. Who's up here?
Yeah, except... In 2018, we made our very first visit to West Virginia Penitentiary. This imposing Gothic structure was built in 1876 and operated until 1995. Said to be one of the most violent prisons in the USA, it has seen its fair share of death. Over 1,000 prisoners died at the West Virginia Penitentiary. 100 died by execution, at first with hanging, but later using Old Sparky, the electric chair, especially after one of the hangings went horribly wrong. We now leave it to our guide, Jason, to give you an idea of the conditions that both the guards and the prisoners had to endure.
The living conditions were so terrible in here. A lot of the sewage from the cells above us would drip down the walls of these cells.
Oh.
The plumbing was so bad on the first floor on either side that when an inmate flushed this commode, it would back up in the sinking commode of the next cell down, and then the next and the next. And it would keep doing that until it worked its way out of the plumbing down here. Foul smelling would have been in here. And how easy they could have gotten sick, as insanitary as this was.
Yeah.
Of course, the vermin thrived. You know, the rats up here, I've been told, were the size of cats and small dogs, almost like possums. They would find their ways into the plumbing of the cells and crawl out of these commodes right next to the inmates. And then they're locked in these cells with the rats that keep crawling out. But you remember, though, earlier I told you that at one point in time they had almost 3,000 inmates here. It was so overcrowded. It was a little over 2,700. But when they had that many guys here in the prison, these exact same cells used to have 2 bunks each, and they put 3 men into each one of these cells.
Wow.
They had a mattress on the floor. This was a very stressful environment for the guards to work in. This was always chaotic. Guards weren't supposed to work up here more than a month at a time for their mental well-being. A lot of the guards who worked in here got ulcers. It was just a terrible place. They would find all kinds of ways to conceal these weapons before they used them. They would tie them to a string and throw it through the vent on the back side of the cell. They would slip the weapons into body cavities. They would take that shank, and sometimes if they were desperate enough, they would cut the back of their leg wide enough and deep enough and use the stab wound as a pocket, and then walk around the prison with it until they needed it. They'd pull it out of the stab wound. So you can imagine if you were a guard, the kinds of things you'd have to think about when you left your family to come work here. Is it would be bad enough to get stabbed with a shank, but you imagine if you got stabbed with a shank that was carried inside a guy's leg who had hepatitis or AIDS. Sometimes I'll walk in here and it's just, even by myself at this time, or 2 or 3 in the morning, I'll walk up here by myself. Okay. Maybe it'll be kind of quiet. I don't feel too much. But then other times I'll walk up here and I'm like, I can't get out of here fast enough.
Yeah.
In fact, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was here with Ryan. We were just getting ready to start getting everything ready to bring a group in for the nighttime. And I got up to the doors down here at the end that we'll see in a little bit. And as soon as I got up to the doors, I heard what sounded to be very clearly, sounded like two men in here talking back and forth. And it was kind of low voices. And, you know, I've been in here a lot of times in the prison and heard disembodied voices. And it's just, I'm like, oh, wow, that's awesome, you know, and I'll continue. But something about that, when I heard those two voices, I just got a bad feeling. And I literally turned around and I went back to the lobby. And that's rare for me. You can ask Ryan. Usually it takes a lot to shake me up. But November of '86, Danny Lehman was lured up to near cell 20 on the other end by members of the Aryan Brotherhood. They picked him up off the ground, began to stab him. They ended up taking about an 11-inch long ice pick shaped shank. They shoved it through his eye and it pierced his brain. When the nurse came down to remove the shank, it had a little crook on the end of it, so when they pulled it out, it actually made his eyeball rest on his cheek. And like I say, his cell though was cell number 2 on the other side, but he was killed in front of cell 20. And like I say, his nickname was Spider. So if you don't get a response with Danny or Danny Lehman, you may want to call him out by Spider. It was really bright. And the flashlight was out, and I could see the light was passing by cell 17 here on behind this mesh partition. Well, something stepped out of that cell sideways, and when it stepped out, it just walked out evenly to where it was already facing my direction. And I could tell it walked out because something blocked the light out from my flashlight from going any further. Instantly, I got goosebumps, hair on the back of my neck stood up. I knew something wasn't right. And I stood down there for actually about 6 or 7 seconds, staring at this thing, because I thought, I don't want to continue walking towards it, but I don't want to turn my back on it. And after about 6 or 7 seconds, I thought the best thing for me to do is just turn around backwards and walk out, so I never turn my eyes off. And the whole time I walked out backwards and around the corner out of sight, that thing was still standing there watching me. And then once I was out of sight, I booked it as fast as I could down to the lobby. In this hallway, you can see it kind of makes a T. It goes on either side and then down to the middle.
Yeah.
This little T area is where we believe that they had them chained to the walls. That's basically how they had them housed in here. They would chain them by the wrist to the walls for a month or longer at a time. Basically, they were standing up in total darkness. They gave them a little bit of bread, a little bit of water each day. And they had roaches and rats everywhere here on the floor.
Oh,
so
wow.
if they weren't crazy on the first day of being brought into the hole, after 30 days of being chained to the walls and having roaches crawling over their face and they can't swat them off, you can imagine they would have been a bit of a different person after a month. Now, in the early years, they did punish the inmates using a couple methods of what we in today's time would consider torture. They had what they called the shoe fly, which was where they would put an inmate into a rack and pinion and essentially waterboard him with a water hose that looks like something a fireman would use. Use a lot of water. And what was more barbaric mean of punishment, as they called it, was the second means of punishment, which is what they called the kicking Jenny. And basically they had a wooden half arc. It came up off the ground about 3.5 feet. They would take the inmate's shirt off, shackle his ankles to the ground and basically anchor him, and then they would stretch him by his wrists over that wooden arc and stretch him so tight to the point usually their shoulders would dislocate. And then they would shackle his wrists to the ground on the other side and have him anchored so tight across there that the skin would begin to rip almost after the shoulders dislocated. As if that wasn't bad enough, they would take a rawhide whip, dip it in vinegar and put it in sand and whip the inmate's back until they said that the skin of his back would tear like wet tissue paper. And in the early years, and especially in the 1880s or so, when they were inflicting that mean of punishment on the inmates, they had an average of 2 to 3 deaths per month just from those methods of punishment. Of course, like I say, today's time, that's torture. You know, but now, once they completed the south half of the prison, they moved the solitary from the hole here into a little room in the south basement. And then in the latter years, this room was repurposed into a maintenance area and a boiler room used to heat some of the warden's living quarters and offices above us. And during those years, there was a very trusted inmate who lived down here practically. He lived in the little room over here, and he was a maintenance worker who cut the grass and done different things. And the only problem was, well, first of all, his name was R.D. Wall, Robert Daniel Wall, but he was an informant. He kept telling some of the administration about things that was going on amongst some of the inmates. He would rat some of them out about some theft he knew that was going on. And so the inmates knew R.D. Wall was a snitch. And it was on October of 1979. It was a little before midnight. 2 to 3 inmates gained access into the hole here. They went into R.D.'s room where he was on the commode at the time. They overpowered him. They began to cut the tips of his fingers off. And then they eventually came very, very close to decapitating him in that room. And when the guards came down here around 5 in the morning, they discovered his body, and they said there was pieces of his skin hanging off the wall in there. Oh. So it was a very barbaric murder.
To which room was that?
Right in here, actually.
This room.
And that was R.D.'s room. And he does seem to be a friendlier spirit. A lot of times you will get cold spots down here. A lot of people have been touched. A lot of times ladies will have their hair played with, or you'll feel something on your face or neck. You'll get a lot of battery drain down here, and even malfunctions of cameras and electronics will happen down here as well. So those are usually the number one claims of activity down here in this hole. Some people have captured EVPs in that room, and just all in all, just another very strange area for some unusual activity. But yeah, I mean, if you were to turn the light off, you'd see exactly. It gets so dark in here, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. It is just terribly dark. Yeah. It's just, you really can't see much at all. In this South Hall part of the prison, during the '86 riot, he was stabbed and beaten to death. They were kicking and spitting and urinating on his body. The other inmate was Richard Dean. They stabbed and beat and burned him to death with cigarettes. And then the third inmate who was murdered in the riot was Jeff Atkinson. And what they done was they took him up to the 4th floor, and they wrapped a telephone wire around his neck trying to hang him, and it snapped and he hit the ground on the 4th floor. Oh. And then they carried him out a second time because miraculously he was still alive. They dropped him a second time from the 4th floor. And then they started to take a knife and they were stabbing him in his chest. And every time they pulled the knife out, they were licking the blood off of it. Oh. And it was very, very graphic.
Yeah. Oops. Phone's having trouble. There we go. Do you know which cells the others were killed?
Let me see. Richard Dean, I believe, was, I want to say Kent Sly. His body was found down here in front of L Block, behind this wall, which is a shower. There's one just like this on L Block. I believe that's where they found his body. The other inmates, their initial attack had began, I do believe Richard Dean, they killed him in here. I can't recall where, but Jeff Atkinson, when they dropped him from the 4th floor, that was actually in the protective custody cell block. Yeah. Which that's at the farthest south end of the prison.
All right, so.
And they've always kept it closed off since the prison closed. We can't even get into it.
All right.
For some reason, the state wants it closed off.
Yeah.
There were a couple cells in here where guys were burned alive. It's over here on M Block. They had a couple guys that were in their cells, and the inmates threw lighter fluid in on them and threw a match in and walked off.
Wow.
One of them was an 18-year-old man.
Wasn't it?
Would you like to wait here?
I was just thinking whether we stop it from going in there. Just gonna see if it does it again.
Let's try it again. Oh no, whatever you want.
Is it an animal?
It shouldn't be.
It's upstairs.
The noise we heard was a cough.
Is it?
And you know we have heard coughs in here before. No, typically this time of day it's generally quiet.
Yeah.
Once in a while you'll hear a few pops and stuff from the ceiling where the metal's contracting and things. But I mean, you know, when you're up there for a little while, you kind of assimilate and you get used to it. That does not sound like it's natural. But those are the kind of noises.
That's above us.
Those are the kind of noises you'll hear up there. A lot of banging and knocking and footsteps, doors slamming.
That first noise we heard definitely to me sounded like a cough.
Yes, even that, we've heard coughing up there. Disembodied voices. Yes, personally for me, I think that's one of the most active areas in all of prison, personally. It's very
What's up there that could be moved around? That sounds like almost like if something's being moved around.
It is that there's a lot of medical equipment still left behind. It could be some of that. It could be some of the doors.
We're going up.
Y'all would like to.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Now I'll tell you, up here it's very confrontational, so this may continue even when we're up here. That's directly above. Now sometimes you will hear the sound of bats hitting the walls, but that's too loud for a bat. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
We'll see how this goes. Who's up here?
Well, we stand here.
I have no explanation for that.
Stomach again, sorry.
I was going to say, oh wow.
Good, not usually as loud as this.
No, not usually.
Coming from every direction, isn't it?
That's another thing about it up here. Sometimes it's almost like it'll corner you or it'll surround you. We also get a lot of footsteps and sounds of people running up these stairs. You'll hear it. I've been here before and I've been lured to this stairwell from the sound of running. And I'm going to look over to see what I'm hearing. And as soon as I'm standing here looking, I'll hear running coming down this way. So it's like it'll try and close in on you.
I my stomach. I'm sorry. I need to eat.
Hey, sometimes my stomach does the same thing.
I normally mine's not too bad, but today.
This was the elevator where they brought him out.
Oh, right,
Okay.
They take him into the...
So you wouldn't get something like raccoons or
Once in an occasional while, we'll get raccoons.
up on the...
But even when they're in here, it's never that loud.
Okay.
Once in a while, you'll hear a few of those noises, maybe every few minutes. Sounds of the metal popping. But when it happens this frequent, probably have no explanation for it. Because some of that, you'll notice it sounds like more of a heavy thud.
There's like footsteps down there. So you've never heard it like this?
I have, but it's only been on very active nights usually for up here. And it's very rare that it'll happen where it's this consistently noisy. Usually it's not like this.
So did you want to join us tonight?
What was that?
So did you want to join us tonight?
Oh, well, I mean, that's strictly up to you all that.
No, we'd love to have you.
Well, I mean,
It's going to be this active.
If it's going to be this, I'm not going up here on my own.
well,
No, actually, we always like to have somebody who knows, because you know the sounds, you know the history, and if we're getting anything interesting, you know. But that's up to you if you want to come with us.
anytime y'all like for me to
Yeah,
join mine, just
yeah,
let me
especially in
know.
here.
I can get on.
You can.
Yeah.
It does get
This is where we do a live feed. Are you happy to do a live feed investigation in here?
Well, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
You mean do it right now?
No, when you. We'll bring the equipment back here.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Let me see here. Trying to-
Because I'm not here on my own. I'm going to be damned honest about that. Not that stupid.
And see, sometimes like this, it'll get dead quiet.
Yeah. Except it's almost like it's throwing things.
It does. Earlier this year.
What's above us?
Just the roof. Just the roof, honestly. And you know, it was earlier this year, Ryan and I were up here, and we were standing right at this door hearing noises very much like what we're hearing now. And Ryan said, "Come on, make this place come alive."
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that sound like popcorn up there in the ceiling,
Yeah.
it started right here above us. It went right down to the big room here in the middle of the floor, and then all the way back above us, and then back. It's like a machine gun going back and forth. I mean, unnatural sounding. I mean, it's crazy. See, in times like this, it'll start to get a little bit more quiet. And it's so strange.
Yeah. Is there anybody down there?
What a freak. Yeah.
Okay, we're live. Shit. We're live. Oh, it's your phone. We're live from the West Virginia Penitentiary. And I'm with our lovely guide here. Is it Jason? Yes, Jason. We've come up to the medical area and it is going off, and this is why we're only on a tour at the moment and it's pretty tense up here.
We actually, before we came in, this sounded like somebody, a male coughing, didn't it, Jason?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit. We're getting the sounds. We're on the top floor. You can hear all these sounds around us. This is more than just building noise, by the way. So what have you had happen up here?
I have had quite a bit happen up here. Everything from, I've brought people up here in the daytime and they've seen doors close right in front of them.
Yep.
I have heard disembodied voices, coughing, just like you all heard there a little bit ago. A lot of knocking, footsteps, much like what we're hearing now. The sense of being bum rushed, so to speak, when it feels like someone comes right up on you real quick. The sense of the presence has been very palpable up here at times. Sometimes it's almost impossible to just come up here by yourself because you get to the top of this landing and you look down there, even if it's dead quiet, sometimes just standing here, you'll get this very ominous feeling. And it's enough for, I know me personally, to turn me around. And sometimes I'll refuse to come up here by myself. Other times I'll do it, but it just, like I was telling you earlier, really depends on the gut feeling.
Yeah.
But it seems like whatever's up here is much more willing to communicate and get right up in your face, basically. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
It's almost like moving around down there, guys. Whoa. That's to the side of me. Are you hearing this down there, guys, who are watching? And they're all going to say, go down there in a minute. Doesn't matter where we go in here, by the way, we're still going to hear these sounds. I'm just going to move we're all going to move a little bit further in, aren't we? I'm not going in there on my own.
Now, the first room on the right was the ER.
Oh, the ER, okay.
You hear all the sounds? The sounds are coming from in front of us, guys. That feels like shuffling just to the side. All right, we're going to go closer in. It's not comfortable.
Wasn't expecting this whilst we're not using the proper camera.
No, we...
It's all around
It's
us.
all...
What on earth?
What on earth? Are you hearing all this, guys? Because this isn't us. If you don't want us in here, you're going to have to do something about it. Nicely. All right. Seems to have gone quiet again with only little clicks, but it was.
Yeah.
We had a cough. Shit.
Oh, wow.
That's in here and behind us.
That's the old dentist room.
What's the dentist room?
Can you hear it all around us, guys?
Far out.
Far out. That goes beyond any building movement, and it's coming from everywhere. What was that sound?
That was right in that room.
But we are coming back. Now we know we can get signal here. And we'll bring some equipment with us. A lot of it's coming from down in this bottom room here. That was in the room to the side. Where was the footsteps?
Yes, it was.
Behind us.
On the stairs, remember?
Yeah, you said on the staircase, didn't you?
Yes.
All right, that was footsteps on the staircase behind us, guys.
Is that the way out?
Is that the only way out?
There's another
Oh.
stair.
We're all right, guys. There's another way out of here.
Pretty cool.
It is cool, isn't it?
That's the old X-ray room.
Okay.
Wow. So this is the old X-ray in here.
Well, this is the bang there.
The one with the sun banging it, yeah. Oh, wow.
That's cool. The equipment's still there,
Yes.
isn't it?
Some people went, that was me.
Oh, that was you. It's like, what the hell?
Lay down on that table.
Which one?
When we went in that room, sometimes people have talked about feeling like a weight on their chest or like a static sensation around their face.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It is rarely like this up here. Very, very, very rare.
We haven't been along here either, so... Oh, these paintings are beautiful. Is this done by the prisoners?
It sure is. Actually, all the paintings up here were done by Danny Lehman. He's the guy they called Spider.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the Avenger gang leader that was killed in North Hall.
Okay. We're going towards where... Well, I can't even say where all the sound's coming from because
It's from everywhere.
it's from everywhere. All right, we're coming in.
Ready or not?
You're exploring this, guys, at the same time we are, so... Yeah, Keg's taking the lead.
Oh, sorry. Well, you can
No, I'm quite happy. You can be the first one to get grabbed. Absolutely amazing paintings.
They are. He was very talented.
Hello.
All right, hello. You see... You still hearing it in here?
No. Not down here. So what was this bit? You know what?
This room here is where they used to have a bunch of beds for the inmates where they'd lay down. This was kind of like the treatment room for the infirmary.
See, the little pings I'm not as interested in because that can be the metal maybe pinging. It's the sound of the... Apart from that one. Oh, it's that sound of the tiles. Like things being thrown that I'm more interested in. So you're going to have a look in this room down here?
Right through that door is the psych ward.
Oh, so you had a psych ward.
We did, sure enough.
So were these, what, the patients that were what they would have called back then criminally insane, or?
Exactly.
Okay.
Sure enough, yes, these were guys who attempted to commit suicide. A lot of guys that would cut themselves. A lot of them that were just flat out psychotic.
Okay.
Big thick door on it.
Hey?
Big thick door.
God, he's big and thick, isn't it?
He was on the toilet, the farthest toilet over against the wall in here in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And he was on the toilet and he cut his femoral artery in there and took his life.
Okay.
A lot of EVPs have been captured near this bathroom.
Give
So we
that
don't
a go
know if
later.
it's
I'm sorry.
him or somebody
Yeah.
else. They had an inmate in this psych ward one day. He kept telling everyone up here, he said, I'm leaving this place today, I'm leaving. And he was serving a life sentence. They said, no, you're going to be here for a while. And he kept saying, I'm going to leave this place today. Finally, he said it one last time. And someone looked at him. They said, well, how are you going to do that? And he said, like this. And he grabbed two pencils and shoved one in each eye.
Oh.
And he shoved them in at an angle. And when he pulled them out, they said it actually ripped his eyeballs out of his head.
Oh.
And he miraculously survived.
Yeah.
And they sent, he was right. He left the prison that day and they sent him down to the Weston Hospital. That was the old state hospital for West Virginia. And he is still hospitalized down there at the state mental institution.
Yeah, wow.
Far out.
There we go.
Yeah. It's down there.
Now the room in there to the right, there's 2 small psych cells in it. They're
Yeah.
both locked up, but that was used for suicide watch.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh, these cells here.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Gosh, they're tiny, aren't they?
They are.
See if we can see in them.
Place when they're naked, that way they have no clothes to hurt themselves. They keep them in there for hours at a time.
God, they must have got hot in there.
Wow.
I'm sure.
You notice how it's much calmer on the sound since we've come down here? Before there was lots of sound down here.
Yes, it was.
It's a lot quieter. I mean, we're still getting... Okay, well, I reckon we go and get the gear. Far out.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Yes, it was.
Well, there's just Cag, me, and Jason, so... We've kindly asked Jason to be with us up here. So, we were in this building here. Hopefully that can... Well, we were on the top floor. Where were we?
Right up here.
We were up here. So we were on the top floor up on this building here.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking also on the outside to see if there's anything that is untoward, but I can't see anything that would cause all that movement. So up here is an area we can't go. But it is an absolutely awesome, awesome place. Did somebody just hear somebody?
Yeah, it's alright.
What?
Yeah. Sigh, yeah.
Did you hear the sigh?
Yes, Jason's alright.
Oh, is it Jason?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I thought I heard a male sigh then.
I just-
Okay. That little white bit over there, that used to be, I believe, the original. Unfortunately, we can't go everywhere, Robin. So, all right, guys, we're going to complete the tour. We're going to go and get some equipment, and we may try and get back to you later. Okay, bye. Did we bring batteries up with us?
Yeah, because there's batteries in the...
That's all right, just because I'm not sure how much will be left in the light here.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's face back. I'll turn that off.
That's cool.
And then we go through there.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. I can actually swing this round.
Oh, wow.
Recording that, Kat?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Actually, we can use it for blood spatter.
Wow. Did you see that, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
That is a bird.
Right in this room behind me.
What is that?
You need to look through the viewfinder.
These are some of the loudest noises
This
I've
will
heard
be.
Yeah.
in a long time.
So that isn't normal.
No. It's been probably months or longer since I've heard noises that loud.
That's what I was telling them earlier. It's rarely this loud up here.
Okay. Are you sure it's not?
It's not. Poor guys. Are you sure it's not?
Do you know what I mean? You just have to be sure. They're going to ask.
I know they're going to ask.
Yeah. Oh, I'm positive that's not normal.
Alright.
What is that?
Oops. I've got to get online. We are back in the medical section.
Yes.
So, and Jason has joined us again. He's just behind us. I'll swing it around in a minute. I'm sorry I didn't get your name.
Ryan.
And Ryan is here as well.
Really bad with names. Do
So
apologise.
they not only work and volunteer here.
Yeah, we work here, yeah.
You work here. How lucky are they to work here? Because they're also a paranormal team.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I'm going to swing it around because it's silly you seeing me. There you go. So that's Jason down there, and then we've got Ryan over here. And what's your team?
It's called Paranormal Quest.
Yep.
Yep. And we have a lot of videos up on YouTube, a lot of documentaries, evidence, so.
Excellent. So I'm going to be hitting that later. So we're back in this area. If you haven't had a look, go back and have a look at the first video after you've watched this. You'll see why we're back in here. We're still getting, it's not as loud as it was. We came up here earlier on a tour, and the noise that was going off in here, of bangs, footsteps, a male cough actually is what drew us in here. And by the way guys, you're seeing this quite...
That sounded like almost like glass breaking.
Excellent. It's still going on.
What was she saying about it being quiet?
Yes, Robin, this is the same area. So we've now set some equipment up here. You've had experiences in here, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, many experiences up here on the medical floor.
So
Many.
what type of experiences have you had?
It's pretty interesting because you can never really predict what type of experience you're going to have up here. It could range anything from hearing these types of noises to getting a lot of voices. We've caught a lot of electronic voice phenomena up here. Anything from things telling us to get out. We've also caught things saying that they liked us, they were following us around. In fact, had one of our friends ask, "Are you following me?" Years ago, and we caught a response in EVP that said, "We wouldn't do that," almost mockingly, almost playfully. You know, so it does have a lot of intelligent activity, I would say, up here, but there's also some residual activity. Yeah, that was his.
That's
Yeah.
all right. I thought that was getting very close.
A lot of residual activity too. I think the footsteps on the stairs, I think, are more residual than anything.
Yeah.
You get a lot of that because there were so many people that came up and down those stairs for the medical treatment whenever this penitentiary was in operation. So I think that has that type of activity. But yeah, there is a lot more intelligent, I would say, a lot more intelligent entities or activity up here than residual, in my opinion.
Also, you were saying that you've got a gun shop?
Yes, that's actually on the other end of the medical floor down in the what they called SPU, the Special Programs Unit, which is the psychiatric unit of the penitentiary for inmates that were exhibiting abnormal behavior or suicidal behavior. They'd keep them down there on that end of the medical floor for observation. And I was down there in 2009, so it was about 9 years ago, and heard and captured. It sounded like somebody fired off a shotgun in the room that I was in. I actually felt the walls. I was leaning up against a wall just like this. Felt the wall behind me vibrate. Actually felt the sound waves. Have you ever experienced something that's so loud you feel the sound waves actually hit you? It moved my hair. That's how loud it was. And I captured all that on a voice recorder. When I played it back, you could hear the gunshot, but you could also hear it sounded like a shotgun shell hitting the concrete like it was discharged from the firearm, from the shotgun. And then it actually, I caught a voice, and it sounds like a man that says, "I told you not to make a move." So, still to this day, I can't explain that.
And that's up on YouTube?
Yes, yeah, it's in one of our episodes from the West Virginia Penitentiary, because we do all of our investigations and turn them into documentaries that are 40 to 60, sometimes 70 minutes long, you know, so yeah, it's sprinkled in a few of them.
So definitely go and look these guys up. I know I will be. Almost like the sound of something being thrown.
And it's all coming from that stairwell.
Right, is there anybody down there? If there is, we said we would come back. What the hell?
It's weird.
It's not.
Yeah. You talk.
I talk.
And you ask questions and it just picks up, which is what leads me to think those noises aren't natural.
Yeah.
You know? Have to be something paranormal or something supernatural.
Rosemary said she's seen something. So when I talked and made all that noise, and I asked if you minded us being here, Morgan says she's seen something popping its head out at the end. Like a couple of people are. What the hell?
Next to me.
It's all around us.
Stomach again. Far out.
If it's at the end there, Rosemary, that's not the stairwell, that's actually the room that leads to the psych area. But it's almost like somebody's moving things around. Alright, 2 people are seeing what looks like from their end, watching this, I figure at the end of the hallway here, peeping. 3 people have seen it now. That was behind me. So all that noise you made when I asked,
Ask and you shall receive.
ask and I will receive.
Maybe that's your accent.
I probably talk a little differently to what you're used to hearing here. I actually come from Australia. Keg's from Australia too. Do you like our accent? Alright, sorry about that. I might press the wrong button, guys. In the dark. There is a shadow moving on the door. Which door?
If it's this one, it's me. Oh,
That one's from, you know, it comes from not just one end. When you're hearing that noise, guys, it's from 2 ends.
yeah. But it's all around, isn't it? Because you get it from that end, this end, then it's suddenly...
But it's almost simultaneously, isn't it?
That was easy for you to say.
Well, actually, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't.
Hearing a lot of noises tonight that I have not heard in the almost 10 years that I've been here.
So, have you heard any of these noises? Because there seems to be about 3 or 4 different noises.
Yeah, happening at once, which is even more strange. You know, you get that glass. It sounded like glass over here, and then
Yes.
it sounds like something very metal but hollow in the
Yeah.
stairwell here. And I've not heard something that metal and that hollow being struck or whatever it is that sound is. You know, and it's all, like you said, happening simultaneously. And yeah, it's just weird. It's just really weird. Now, something interesting to point out, one thing that I think is that, well, these paintings, all the paintings up here, I don't know if Jason told you these were
Yeah.
done by
Yes.
Danny Lehman,
Mm-hmm.
and he was murdered in North Hall. I think he spends a lot of time up here. I think he specifically has a lot of energy up here. So, at some point, I think it might be worth calling him out by name.
Yeah. But if you want to try anything, please. Because you know the history more than we do and the names.
So his nickname was Spider. That's what
Oh, yeah.
that's what the inmates referred to him as. So if you hear me say Spider, that's who I'm talking to. Is that you, Danny? You up here, Spider?
Nice big different one altogether, wouldn't it? If you are, I love your paintings. I stopped to have a good look at them earlier. Maybe there's more than one of you. I think with all that noise, the building was going to fall down on us.
Spider, are you here?
If you're here, rather than making all this noise, which doesn't give us any indication on who it is, can you, Morgan feels there's somebody near me. Can you maybe light one of these lights up? If it's you. I can roll a ball to you if you're not sure what the balls do.
Do I put them out?
Yeah, I might just roll one of them further down.
Okay.
It'd be great if it rolls it back. I'm just going to try and find a ball. I think that's one for you.
No, it's not.
Yeah, oh no, it's a bit of dirt.
I'll go and get you one.
That's alright, that's it for you. See how brave I'm being? I've just lost all my life. Yeah, I just need your life. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Alright. If there's anybody here, this is what the balls do. I'm going to roll one down to you. Alright? Pretty cool. Maybe you can try and roll it back to me. Can you try, please? Or make lots of noise. Are you touching me, by the way, Kate?
No. Are you getting touched?
I just got my bum. I know that sounds really weird, alright?
Well, I'm nowhere near it.
feels like-
Can you guys see how far away I am from Alison?
Yes.
Okay, it feels like somebody's tugging at something in my... Have I got my phone in the back pocket?
Yeah.
Feels like something was tugging at it. I thought it was you.
No.
Feel free, try and roll that ball back to me, or even make it flash. Oh, can't say I need it too long.
Anything
Is the obelisk saying anything?
No.
I'm going to need some more batteries as well on this. And feel free to join in and ask questions, because it's probably more familiar with you.
Absolutely. Jump in, Jason.
Yeah, jump in. They probably all like listening to your accent anyway. It could be different to mine. That's Cag's stomach again. We've come all the way from another country to talk to you. What was what, Rosemary?
Bet you a lot of you boys looked at postcards from Australia. That was a weird sound. It was like an exhale. Right over here.
I didn't hear that. That's cool. That's what we heard earlier though, wasn't it?
Like a cough.
Oh, good, you heard something in here, didn't you?
Yeah, when we came in here, because we asked them about the breathing, didn't we?
That's right.
Did you ever sit in that cell, sit in your cell and dream about going there one day or possibly getting out of this joint? Somewhere far, far away from here. That's where they're from. They came all the way here to see you. So if you could just talk, say something, move something, so they know you're here.
Come on, go for it, guys. Make as much noise as you possibly can.
Did you have a family? Take that as a yes. So I was asking earlier because, although some of it sounds like it's coming from inside the rooms, you've been above us on the, not the ceiling, on the roof, haven't you?
Yes.
And what's the roof made of up there? What's the
It's
surface like?
It's like a rubberized material, and when they need to patch it, they'll patch the roof with tar. So it's a very soft material.
Okay, so it wouldn't be making the noise, even if you had something up there.
No, and there wouldn't be anything up there except for maybe birds, small birds landing on the roof, but they wouldn't, of course, make noises like that. So,
Or like that?
Like that, yeah. So and I've actually been in here when I had my friend Steve was walking on the roof above us.
Okay.
When we were in here, and you could hear his footsteps, but they weren't that loud. You could hear them, but they weren't at that volume.
So there's no tiles up there to be thrown around, really?
No, not really. I think I know why they hang out up here, why all you boys hang out up here, and I think it's because you're trying to get into the pharmacy. They kept a lot of pills up here, didn't they?
This one behind us.
And actually, down there by the pharmacy, there's a couple of those balls. One that she rolled down there to you. Can you either make a sound or make something happen down there by the pharmacy? Pretty close.
Sound like it was the glass at the pharmacy.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all can do better than that. Give these ladies one of those really loud bangs that we know you can make up here.
Keep moving.
When you ask, it goes quiet.
Yeah.
What about if I ask nicely? You do it to impress me? You wouldn't get women up here very often. Thank you.
That wasn't hard. I see how it is, guys. You're tired of Jason and I coming up here and talking to you. Try to hurt our feelings.
Come on, do it for the ladies, not for Ryan and I.
No, Emily, nobody's cleared the throat. Not us four, anyway. Hello, Lorraine. Well, thank you. Do you think you could, I know this, I keep asking, I know it probably annoys you, it would annoy me, but I would seriously love if you could light one of these lights up. Then I know you're happy that we're here and you're happy to talk to us. Do you get much equipment interaction up here?
I guess it just depends on the night. There's some nights that you get a lot of equipment interaction, and there's other nights where it's...
I'm cold.
You're cold.
I've got a cold breeze right on my back.
I'm boiling.
It was my right arm. And it was my back.
There's definitely no cold breeze.
No, the front part of me is sweating.
It's very, for those in Australia, it's very humid and warm up here.
It's also very strange. You talked about the ovulus.
Yeah.
It hasn't said, except that first word, it hasn't said anything since
No,
you set it down.
it's like on any of the equipment, it's not. Morgan, yes, there are rooms behind us as well. We're kind of part way down the hallway. We've got a couple more rooms behind us, then it's a staircase. We're doing the EVP burst.
Why not?
Right. Sing to them.
We haven't done our singing.
We haven't.
We like to sing when we investigate. We can't sing, mind
The
you.
people with us don't like us to sing.
No.
Hey, maybe they'd enjoy it.
All right, shall we?
What
What
will
should
we
we
sing?
sing? What would they have liked in here?
I guess it depended on the time period.
Yeah,
but
wouldn't
when this
it?
was built, this was in the 70s, so they really liked, I would say,
Rock.
yeah, a lot of rock music.
Do we know rock? What about Queen?
Gotta sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Exactly. We could all sing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Should we do the chorus bit? Yeah.
You want us to sing?
Okay, alright, we should start off with that. Mama just killed a man.
We can do.
Just
So
clear our throats.
Ryan and Jason can join in with us, of course, because
Of course.
That'd
It's
be
always good.
scarring, I'm sure, for the people watching.
it's going to be scarring with us singing.
Yeah, 1, 2,
3.
3. We've got to do this. We've got to do this.
Alright.
I'm going to just put this voice recorder back on. Alright. 2, 3. Mama just killed a man. Put a gun against my head. Pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life has just begun.
Terrible.
And now you've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, carry on.
'Cause
It doesn't really matter.
I hear Jason and Ryan singing.
No!
They seem very quiet. Karen
We
says,
were.
"Oh my God, my ears." Well, they liked it because it didn't throw anything around.
They were mesmerized.
The problem now, they didn't throw anything around because they've got their hands over their ears. Okay, guys, did you like that? If you did, can you make some noise, please?
Maybe I can ask again.
Yeah, go on then, seem to like you. Maybe they like the older woman.
Sacked again. Okay, if you liked our singing and you want more, can you please make a lot of noise again? Dead silent, Rosemary, yes. Okay, I guess that means you didn't like our singing. Alright, we won't sing again then. It's just gone quiet. Maybe we scared them off with our singing. It's not quite as noisy as it was before. Karen says she loves you, Karen. Tony, your husband says, just saw shadow figures running out of their cells and jumping through the windows when you were singing.
That's my husband.
All right, let's try further in.
That's what you gotta do for these spirits, is put your foot down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And later. Right, well, I've got some of this. Anybody else wants to pick up?
Oh, this is because you're moving, isn't it?
I was gonna say, I hear voices.
Yeah, arms and creak. Must know that my joints.
What did it say?
Arms and creak.
Yeah.
All right, and the psych area, West Virginia Penitentiary, quick EVP burst. We've already introduced ourselves. My name's Alison, and this is Cag next to me here. I'm just wondering if you're here, can you give us your name, please? I feel a bit rude just talking to you and not knowing who to refer to you as. Is that you?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Just so I'll take it, that's all. Were you well treated in here? Must have been unbearably hot in summer, and I'm warm tonight. Cold in winter. Feel free to ask questions.
They have to tie you to the beds up here? When did they do that? When you were bad?
Did you have any family or friends? That's on his stomach.
Sounds like it came from the staircase back there.
Did your family disown you?
Too long a session. It doesn't feel as loud, and it's gone quiet. And this is what happened earlier on when we came down this end, it went quiet, didn't it?
Even those noises down around.
Good one.
West Virginia Penitentiary. Quick EVP burst. We've already introduced ourselves. My name's Alison. Mrs. Cag next to me here. We've already introduced ourselves. My name's Alison. Mrs. Cag next to me here. EP burst. We've already introduced ourselves. My name's Alison. Mrs. Cag next to me here. So funny.
Sounds like that.
I'm just wondering.
Breathy noise like that.
It's that static first. There's a teeny bit of static first, and then something very faint, but it's too faint to.
Were you well treated in here? Must have been unbearably hot in summer that I'm warm tonight. Must have been unbearably hot in summer that I'm warm tonight. Cold in winter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it definitely sounds like a whisper, doesn't it?
Sounds like 3 different words.
Yeah.
Did you have any family or friends?
Sounds like a staircase type thing.
A couple of little things. It seems to quieten down here, doesn't it?
It is.
Compared to what it was before.
Come on, guys, have you left us?
Which is good, because it means it's not happening constantly all the time. Did you end up working here?
I started out because of the haunted house. I was a volunteer actor back in 2008. And that very same year, I actually fell in love with history. I started as a volunteer that year, and then just started giving tours the very next year. So.
When did you get into the paranormal?
It was in 2009 when I caught that gunshot. I was just in here messing around. I had a digital voice recorder, and I was interested in it, but I wasn't really. It wasn't a passion at that point. And I heard and captured that gunshot that I told you about, and that's what got me into the paranormal. Which actually, that's why I have, when you pull up the audio for review on the waveform, and you can look at it, I took the waveform of the gunshot, and I actually had it tattooed on my arm right here.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that is. That's the tattoo of the gunshot waveform.
Excellent. Wow. That's cool.
So that's kind of like a little reminder to myself. That's why I'm in the paranormal. That's why that's why I started. So.
God. To stand out, is it?
Listen to the whole lot.
What's that?
Well, the first noise was me leaning against the...
Oh, okay. That's what I heard.
Okay, so what's Red's proper name?
William Snyder.
Don't call him William.
Really?
Make him mad.
Is that like me calling you Karen?
You see? Hey, I know what it's like to be called a name you don't like to be called. I hate my real name as well. So we have something in common, don't we? You like to be called Red. I like to be called Cag. Can you tell me what your real name is? You tell me your real name and I'll tell you mine. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Did you say something?
Were you hearing things?
No, I thought I had, but it could just be my imagination.
Do you know the names of the people that hurt you? There's a lady just stood out here in the corridor, and she's my boss. Don't tell her, but she's a real bitch. Okay. Can you tell me what her name is? Do you know what her name is? My stomach. I'm from Australia. I originally used to live in England.
That's me.
So you're making all the noises?
I said, that's me. I'm holding on to the...
Is that you down there?
Where?
Do what?
Did you hear the noises down there, Jace?
I've heard a few things. Not just now.
Okay. I don't know what I heard then.
Do you know the names of these two guys out here? But you see them quite a bit.
I'm tired of holding that. I might get out here a little bit. Let me know if anything goes up in there.
Do you mind having females in your cell with you? I know I'm old and overweight, I do apologise. You could do something a little bit better than this. But you know. You tell me what you like to drink. Would it be bourbon? Beer? How about coffee? You ever used to drink coffee? So we're living on coffee at the moment.
Hey? Nothing?
I'm just going to tip these ones over because they're a bit bright.
Yeah, if we're not getting anything in there tonight, then
No.
we'd just move on. It's not that we haven't had a good night anyway.
Oh, that's been brilliant.
Mm.
Absolutely.
So, where else staying? Would you recommend staying in here or moving to another spot? Or
Could always take him over by cell 20.
yeah,
Danny was murdered.
Good.
That's cool.
So he had a guy.
all right.
That is,
Thank you, Ed.
20 and 21. Oh, why don't you? Why don't we just set it up in the hallways here instead of in the cells?
Yeah, because we can put a ball in the cell and put
Yeah,
stuff on there.
yeah.
A lot of the murders happen in the hallways.
Plus the doors are open. I don't believe they're just stuck in. I'm sure if they want to come out, they can.
Is anybody here with us? Two ladies here. To have some fun. Probably projectile vomiting at this moment in time.
Are you all right with two ladies coming in here? Would have been a male area. I'm not sure if you can understand what we're saying. Could we talk a little bit differently to the locals? So if there is anybody here, if you can make a noise, maybe touch one of us. Even better if you can make one of these lights go off. Just helps us know that you're there. Whoa, hello, the ball's just gone off.
Hey!
Which cell's that?
20.
There's a little knock as well just before it did go off.
Thank you.
So this is where the murder took place?
Yes, this is Danny Laney.
Is that you, Danny?
That's the one that does the pictures.
Yes, he painted all the pictures in the infirmary.
They're absolutely amazing pictures. Thank you for that. At least now we know who we might have in here.
You're very talented, Danny.
We're going to be going soon. Haven't got much time left.
Plus we're tired.
We're getting old. So it'd be great if you just come and talk to us, communicate with us, let us know you're there. We'd love to hear your story. Did he kill somebody?
I keep hearing something back there. Oh, Lord. Kept thinking I was hearing something. God.
That made us adrenaline. Can you tell me who just walked in? Can you tell me his name? You would know him. Who just came through the door here?
You should know my name. It says it right on my shirt right here. And I'm in here almost every day.
Alright, well we're going to turn it off in a minute, so if you've got anything to say, now's the time.
Can you say goodbye, please? Or even good day? Good day?
Just radio. Well, I'm absolutely knackered.
What time do we get to bed this morning?
Around about 6 o'clock.
Oh.
And then we have to be up and have